right, good morning. My name is Andreas Rotenberg. I'm one of the founders of Pulley. We help project teams break ground faster, and we do it with an AI-powered platform for permitting that does exactly that. We have done about $12 billion worth of commercial permitting across the United States, all 50 states, thousands of cities, and every single dot on that screen represents a city where we've done a project in the last 12 months. It has been an incredible journey. Along the way, we've got to work with some truly, truly gifted hospitality groups. And what I've come to appreciate about the folks in this room is that you do something very special. You create the spaces where we all go to spend our most precious resource, which is not money, it's time, right? That's what is in such short supply for the guests in your hotels and frankly for all of you, because you're under tremendous pressure to deliver projects faster and faster and faster. And that's why permitting is a topic that comes up so much. It's why I've become rather popular at conferences like this, which is welcome. But the project that takes 5 months to build can take 18 months or more to permit and entitle. And I think that is an absolutely crazy and unacceptable fact that we shouldn't take for granted. It certainly wasn't always the case. In fact, permitting has gotten 400% slower over the last 70 years. That top line is the decline in overall construction productivity, about -6%. It's a rounding error. You don't even notice that. What you notice is the fact that it takes you 4 times longer to get a permit than it once did. So today, I want to explore some of the root causes for that slowdown, and I want to particularly explore why it is that permitting is so much harder for hotel owners and developers. We can explore some of the opportunities to actually make permitting go a bit faster, and at the end, I'll show you how we do that at Pulley. Somebody was asking me at breakfast, they were saying, the hardest part about permitting is I never know what to expect. Sometimes it's really quick and easy, sounds rare. Sometimes it's slow. Well, here's a simple rule of thumb. If you would want to live there, the permitting is not going to be so good. If you'd want to go on vacation there, the permitting is going to be miserable. There's bad news for the folks in this room. The problem is that the demand for hotel spaces in places like Santa Barbara, California, is what economists call inelastic. It doesn't matter what types of regulatory hurdles or cost structures exist in these markets. They're just places that people want to go because it's 70 degrees and sunny every day of the year. And that undermines this core and very healthy tension that should exist in a buildings department between attracting growth and economic development and maintaining harmony with existing stakeholders. In Santa Barbara, that tension does not exist. And so what you get is something very one-sided and lopsided. The incentives for a buildings department is really just to keep Santa Barbara, Santa Barbara. And over time, that has translated into an incredible amount of regulation. Site permitting, building permitting, zoning, coastal commission reviews at the state level, transportation impact assessments that take a very long time to do, all of these types of things. Now, this complexity, this addition of complexity, drives congestion. Cities create more work for themselves because as you add more and more permits, the size of a permit application gets bigger, which means there's more that their staff needs to look through. And as those applications get bigger, it gets harder and harder to submit something that is entirely correct, which means that the percentage of projects that go through 2, 3, 4, 5 rounds of comments goes up and up and up. And if you multiply those two things together, you end up with this state of affairs, which is that it takes a city staff 3 times more work to approve the same project in Santa Barbara County than in Kern County next door. In other words, inelastic demand leads to added complexity, which results in congestion. More prep time for you, more review time for the city, more comments, and ultimately slower permitting. So what do we do? Well, there are 2 different pathways that we can explore to reduce this burden on the folks in this room. The first thing we can do is we can try to change the rules. We can try to minimize the complexity or introduce new modalities for actually approving permits. The other option is to change the tools, to actually introduce enabling technologies that help people do the work of permitting quickly and efficiently. So let's start by exploring the possibility of changing permitting through changes in regulation. The problem here is that permitting is decentralized. There is nothing that DOGE can do here to make permitting faster for you all, and that's because it's not a federal issue. There's one federal government. There are 19,000 cities and counties in the United States with a high degree of autonomy over the permitting process, and they employ 250,000, a quarter of a million people. The fate of your project is in their hands, right? Their interpretation of the code, of the process, et cetera. And when states, and in fact the federal government, try to meddle in this process, the impact is very minimal. In fact, it can be negative. So let's look at a specific example. The state of Texas passed HB 14 a couple years ago. This essentially put a shot clock on the permitting process. It said cities have 45 days to review a permit application. If they don't provide you feedback at the end of that time, any project team is entitled to go hire their own architect, engineer, have them review it, and ultimately issue a permit. It's done almost nothing to permitting timelines in Texas. Why? Well, fundamentally, most local jurisdictions didn't want to give away this level of control, so they changed their behavior. They started issuing comments 30, 35, 40 days into that process, usually partial comments. You know, they can certainly come back later and add more comments. The result being that it's actually harder to understand what you need to do to actually get an approval. And even when that shot clock winds down, if you want to take advantage of this law, you've got to ramp up your own private reviewer, and they've got to do the same very complicated work of actually looking through your plan set, 100 pages, and comparing it to thousands of pages of building code. And as a result, it's done very little. So besides waiting for 19,000 jurisdictions to fundamentally change their permitting process or reverse the 100 years of regulation that we've seen, what can we do? Well, this is probably the 100th time that somebody said the words AI on the stage, but there are good reasons for it. It is really changing everything. And the good news is that permitting in AI is a match made in heavy. So quick survey here. Raise your hand if you think permitting is fun and interesting. Okay, cool. One person plus me, for the record, I did say I thought it was interesting. That's a great test of how well suited AI is going to be at helping address this issue. AI thrives in dry, detail-oriented, rules-based kinds of processes. Sounds like a blast, right? So that's good news for all of us because this modality is now available to us. It doesn't get bored or distracted. It thrives in this environment. And so it can help us to deal with the complexity of permitting. And I want to show you 3 different ways that we can do it. First, AI can help us to understand the permitting requirements that your project is subject to. It can read through hundreds of pages of city documentation. It can look at a plan set, a concept sketch. It can scan historical projects that look or feel like the project that you just did and tell you with a high degree of accuracy what permits and reviews your project is going to be subject to. It can even predict the level of fees or the timeline associated with those projects. So we can use AI to make the research associated with permitting 10 times faster, as well as considerably more reliable. Second, we can actually use AI to automate the process of filling out permit applications, compiling plan sets, filling out forms. I think it's doing it for me here right on the screen while I talk to all of you, and submitting to all of these thousands of different city portals. This is really powerful. If you talk to a civil engineer and architect, they'll tell you that 20 to 50% of their job is dealing with permitting. Not really why they went to design school or engineering school, et cetera, but it's the reality today. Third, and perhaps most importantly, we can use AI to actually introspect the plan sets for your project and to compare those plans to the building code to find potential sources of comment and resolve them early. This is not only an exciting tool for your architects to use, but I think 10 years from now, we'll see that this is how permits are approved in buildings departments around the country, and it's going to help us address the labor shortage that's at the heart of congestion. Here's the good news. Pulley does all of these things today. We combine AI-powered workflow with local experts to drive faster approvals. So just to give you a small example of how this works, on the front end of a project, you can tell us a little bit about the project. And we will, at the speed of software, be able to deliver to you an exhaustive list of all of the regulatory requirements for that project, the fees, the timeline, etc. You can share that with anyone on your project team through software. You can click a button to turn it into a project. The system will automatically assign out all of the tasks that are needed to do that job to the members of your team, and you'll be assigned a licensed local architect in the jurisdiction where you're building, who's a full-time employee of ours, to actually help you execute on that permitting work. We'll help you make the submittal. We'll do a thorough check of every single plan in that plan set along the lines of what we discussed before. And here's the cool thing. From there, you'll be able to track the status of your project in real time just through Pulley, because we've built thousands of integrations with city systems all over the country. And we can use that to help you actually dynamically forecast the time to approval for all of the projects in your portfolio, no matter where you're building them. So let's just quickly sum up here. Permitting is so challenging for hospitality developers because you build in the places where people want to be. That inelastic demand contributes to added complexity, which results in congestion. And we can't rely on top-down permitting reform because this process is decentralized to thousands of jurisdictions in the country and fundamentally subject to intrinsic complexity, which makes it a perfect opportunity to apply AI. That's exactly what we do at Pulley through better research, faster submittals, and clean submissions. Using these tools, we've been able to help folks in this room to cut permitting timelines in half in some of the most challenging parts of the country. We'd love to help you on your next project. And thanks for listening. Have a great day.
All right. Thank you, Andreas.